Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth of our HPC Perspectives Live. My name is Sharon Howe and I'll be your host today as we get some insights from our business team here in CGG. So in previous episodes, we've heard from Agnes Boudet, as well as our CTO, Lauren Clerk. And last time we spoke to Anil and Floron about optimization. And over the next few months, we'll continue to host some discussions and introduce you to a number of people across our group who'll bring their own insights into different aspects of our HPC and Cloud Solutions business here at CGG and the teams and technology that make that happen. So today, I'm really pleased to welcome two of my colleagues, Jean-Marc Denis, who is a VP of Sales here at CGG. And as a bonus to the advertised program, we also have Ludovic Sauge, who is Head of Benchmarks and Presales. So we're all in the midst of a very busy ramp up to supercomputing in Denver in 10 days' time. And with that in mind, I'm hoping we'll be able to get a bit of a preview of what CGG will be sharing at the event, as well as getting some wider industry perspectives from my esteemed colleagues. So welcome to you both, and thank you for joining me on the virtual couch today.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
So let's start with just getting to know you both, because you're both quite new to CGG, sort of both joining within the last year. Jean-Marc, you've had a really interesting career so far. Can you tell us some more about it and then what brought you to CGG?
Thank you, Sharon. Interesting. I don't know if this is the right word, but anyway, I've been in HPC for almost forever. I developed my first solver. I was less than 20. Now I'm almost 60. I'm still in HPC. So yeah, it's been a long career. Back in the days, in 2004, I joined Bull, the French company, to create the HPC division with some success because Bull, who became Atos, is now one of the worldwide leaders. And in 2017, I moved to engineering, where I became the deputy director of R&D. And I've been in charge of the long-term R&D programs. And part of that, I developed the European Processor Initiative, and I've been the chairman of this initiative during 3 years. And then I created CPERL, the company who is going to launch the first European high-end processor. And after a very successful launch of the company, I decided to create something new again, joining CGG almost 1 year ago, to create that very, very exciting project combining HPC, cloud solutions, and the industrial vision.
No, that's great. And we're really pleased to have you here at CGG. Ludo, similar question to yourself.
Yes, sure. So I work in the HPC domain for more than 70 years from now. Having started my career in 2006 at Bull as an HPC analyst and benchmarker. Then still in Bull and Atos till 2018. I have embraced different roles, leading the application and performance team and managing also the HPC performance engineering group. And then in 2019, I joined Intel as an HPC industrial technical specialist, supporting French end customers. And then in 2022, I moved to the global R&D department at Intel in the accelerated computing system and graphics group, where I work on the HPC and AI performance estimation for real applications and workload during the early phase of development of computing silicons. And then finally, I joined CGG this year in June as a head of the Presales and benchmarking team, working with our customers and prospects to design and propose solutions to help them to meet their most demanding scientific computing challenges.
So some fantastic experience there. I know you've both seen HPC evolve significantly over your careers. Jean-Marc, what are the most interesting kind of changes or challenges that you're seeing at the moment, kind of those wider trends within the industry?
So I would say that the recent years have been the most exciting years I have ever seen in my career, because everything is changing, is really changing in the HPC ecosystem. We were back in the days in a very homogeneous world, driven by scientists, driven by technologies. And then cloud came up. And then AI came up, and then LLM came up, generative AI. And now we are seeing that HPC is becoming less a scientific tool for scientists, but much more a production tool for the core business of the companies. And this is something we are going to explore, I hope, during the discussion today. So I would say that because HPC is becoming a business tool, it drives to totally new questions we need to address as an industry. We need to be much more responsible, both financially and environmentally, sorry for my English, and we have to be very, very predictable on the long term and much more cost effective because we are going to be measured as an industry with financial metrics.
Yeah, we'll come back to maybe some of those financial metrics and the how we can I guess prove those points in a bit. Ludo, the hardware is not standing still either, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's moving very, very, very fast. So if you are looking about the computing capacity or the flops per second on the CPU and accelerators, it has increased dramatically for the last few years. And as well as also the thermal envelope of the silicones. Now we are speaking about 300 to 400 watts per chip. So it's completely amazing. And if it's not only a question of flops per second, it's also a question of ratio between the bytes and the flops. So you need to feed your CPU or your GPU, and you need also to move your data from the disk to the memory. More and more applications today and workload are becoming memory hungry. So this means that you need now to choose the right type of hardware for your applications and or in the same times to work on optimizing your application or even changing the algorithm inside your code. So, and this is clearly where CGG can help our customers by offering them all the services of our HPC Center for Excellence and the help of our experts. So,
Must be difficult to marry those two together for people, really, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. So if with all these new hardware offerings, it's more and more complex for people to navigate and really understand what is the best for their workload. So we are here to support them first to explaining what is the different options are today, helping them also to choose the right one, and then implementing the solutions. So it's an end-to-end HPC expertise we have today. And as I already mentioned, there's the power consumption increasing, but also the power density, and the cooling becomes a central issue. And on this point, CGG is a pioneer in the domain of immersive cooling, for example, as we are using it in production for more than 10 years now. So our applicative experts are also working with our customers to optimize the usage of their application in terms of power consumptions. So for example, choosing the right CPU or the right accelerators, and also at the software level, using the best, for example, using the best compilation flag sets to achieve the best balance between the energy to solutions and the time to solutions for their workflow.
So how do we manage that? I mean, that's a really kind of complicated number of things we're trying to manage at the same time. How do we manage that within CGG at the moment?
Yeah, so this is where CGG HPC Labs comes in. So we are working closely with the different hardware vendors and partners to test and assess their technology at the short, at the mid, and also at long term. So for the long term, for example, we must prepare the application for the future now. Tomorrow it will be too late. So we need clearly to understand what the technology looks like and what will be the design. Then also, what is the implication in terms of programming model, which is very, very important. And finally, it also means that we need to evaluate the effort to port the applications on these new ecosystems. This is key for the adoptions and to measure the return of interest about this technology. As I mentioned previously, it's not only the compute unit like the CPU or the GPU or other accelerators, but it's also a question of storage and network. So we need to test and benchmark the different technology in terms of performance. And the performance means the compute capability, of course, but also, once again, which is very important, from the power consumption's energy point of view. So our architects teams assess also all this technology, which we integrated in our cloud infrastructures, but also with our cloud operating systems. And this step, it's absolutely key before putting the technology in productions and launching a new offer. So we have a very strict production life cycles. And this is for the hardware, but we have also to think about the software. And we are also evaluating the different piece of software and especially the different development environment to measure, once again, the porting effort you need to do. So, and hardware without software is just a brick, I would say. And it's the same for software if you don't put in expertise from our compute scientists. So we just want to be sure that for our customers will able to exhaust the full performance of the solutions we will provide, and this for the best price. This is how we optimize their HPC production lane.
And this is exactly what we've been doing internally for years with our subsurface imaging business and the HPC that's behind that. It's around that kind of productionizing, optimizing that environment. No, thank you for that explanation. So, Jean-Marc, with supercomputing just around the corner, what can we expect to see from CGG there?
First point, don't forget to visit us on our booth. This is number 1543. It's very important to remember 1543. So don't forget to visit us. So we really expect to see you. We really expect to engage with partners, with our peers in the industry, with customers as well. We are also coming to supercomputing to explore the new technologies that are around the corner from startup, from giant companies. So this is extremely important for us. And we are very, very excited to launch at Supercomputing our new offer that will be focused on outcome. And I really hope to have the opportunity to explain more about it.
So tell me some more what you mean by this kind of outcome focus then.
Yeah, that's a very good point and a very good question. So, as you have mentioned, Sharon, it's all based on the decades of experience that CGG has in geoscience. For CGG, for the core business at CGG, HPC is just a tool, just a production lane to produce seismic imaging studies for CGG customers. So that's expertise we have built over time. Now we are turning to the external world. We are turning to new domains, to new verticals, to address the new demands coming in HPC, where HPC is moving from the scientific field to the industrial and commercial field. Just let me make a very simple comparison with car manufacturing industry. So that's a very simple and common comparison. When you are a car manufacturer, you are measured by three metrics for your cars. First one is, what is the cost of production for a car? This is something you need to know in advance, and you need to know, you need to make it predictable, because your CFO, your vendors need to know 1 year ahead, 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead, how much it costs to produce a car. The second metric you need to know is how long it takes to produce a car. Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it 1 year? That latency is crucial for your business. And third metric you need to know is how many cars per day or per week you can produce in your factory or on your production lane. So HPC as an industrial tool, becoming an industrial tool, is measured exactly with the same metrics. For instance, if your business is to compute molecules, you need to know in advance how long it's going to take to compute your molecule. What is the cost for computing your molecule, and how many molecules you can compute simultaneously or over 1 week. If you are a rendering company in the entertainment industry, you need to know how long it takes to compute one frame, how many frames per day on how long it's going to take to produce a full movie. If you are in the LLM industry, most of the time you make your business selling inference requests. So what is the cost for an inference request? If you get this crucial information, then you can build your business model. So this is exactly what I mean with being outcome driven. We are going to be able to address this very simple question: how long is it going to take to produce, let's say, an inference request? What is the cost for inference, and what is the throughput? How many requests simultaneously your system can produce? And all of that will be the basis for the new outcome offer we are going to announce at Supercomputing.
No, that's fantastic. Thanks for that explanation, Jean-Marc. So this is really building on that concept of industrial HPC then.
Yeah, as I did mention at the beginning of the discussion, HPC is now becoming a business tool for the core activities of the companies. I'm repeating this example with AI and with inference requests. What is absolutely crucial when the companies in this domain build their business plan or their financial plan for the coming years, this is to be predictable, to know in advance what will be the cost for their production tool. So being predictable, being committed to metrics, financial metrics, for instance, or performance metrics, this is the key consideration that the companies have to keep in mind when they consider HPC as a production lane for their own business. So being predictable on any metric you can imagine. And this is exactly what I mean when I'm talking about industrial HPC. So on the consequence is that HPC as a production tool is not managed by R&D. It's managed now by business units. And that is making a totally new way of addressing the HPC metrics on the HPC let's say directions and discussions. Up to now, it's been always about having more technology, having something well differentiating, delivering more performance. It's very, very complex, and it is becoming more and more complex. But when you talk with the business units, they don't mind about the complexity of your tool. They're just saying, okay, guys, you manage your tool, deliver what I need. This is industrial HPC, and this is where we have a real differentiation.
Cool. Yeah, let's talk. I mean, thank you. What sets CGG apart then? You talk about that differentiation, but maybe Ludo, can you just explore a little bit more about what CGG brings for that?
Yeah, I think it has been already mentioned, but we have decades of experiences to address complex and demanding workflow for our core business. So CGG is pioneer in the adoption of the most innovative technology, and I have two examples in mind. So you can think about GPU, for instance, which is that been first tested and used before CUDA 1.0 or even 0. Somethings existed. So it's for me it's an important example. And I already mentioned, but the immersive cooling technology to reduce the carbon footprint and also taking into account the sustainability challenge for almost 10 years, so more than 10 years, sorry. So it's very impressive. We have also our HPC and AI Center of Expertise. So the idea, once again, is just to bring the expertise to our customers about the technology, just to make sure that it's efficient and productive at the end. So providing end-to-end expertise about the multi-optimization on the system architectures first, and also taking the code and all the different factors from the pure performance point of view. I mean the compute turnaround time, but also from the power consumption aspects. Once again, the AI and HPC lab, which is unique for me, to prepare the future, assessing technology, working with our different partners, making co-design. So it's a very important tools. And also, once again, just to reinforce the message from Jean-Marc about the industrial approach. So we are doing industrial HPC for our core business. For me, CGG is somehow a digital factory. So we are taking data as a raw material, and we give an high value to this data using the production tool, which is the HPC inside the company. So, and this, once again, for the lowest cost, just to ensure the best ROI. So this is the same approach we want to reproduce with different partners, customers on different vertical. Just to finish also about the sustainability, of course, we are working to optimize all our infrastructures, optimize the workflow of our customers to reduce their carbon footprint.
No, absolutely. There's a lot of key things tied up in there. I mean, you've talked about that kind of cost, performance, time, energy that we're all trying to balance and optimize for that industrial environment. So Jean-Marc, if a customer approaches us, what might a customer expect from CGG?
I think they really expect that we optimize their HPC and AI production lanes, I mean their production tool, with guaranteed and predictable metrics, fully compatible with their own financial, business, and technical metrics. This is the very fundamental point. And when we discuss with customers, this is all what they are talking about. How we achieve this, how we achieve those predictable metrics, how we manage that, this is our business. This is not their business anymore. And for them, that's a big relief because they can focus on their business. And as a consequence, because we know the tool, because we know HPC from the inside, we help them to focus on their core business, really. They can forget the complexity of the tool. And we don't want that HPC and AI machinery becomes a distraction for them. This is really the core message that we are delivering. So our offering will be based fundamentally on 2 points, 2 legs. First will be HPC and AI services, including the cloud infrastructure going with a full end-to-end expertise from technical consideration to the implementation of the business workflow. On the second point, which is also a consequence of the first one, this is engaging on long-term partnership with our customers. So having that in place, we're able to handle all the complexity of their HPC, let's say, production lanes.
This approach sounds like it could be quite disruptive, really, and across a number of sectors as well. Are there specific sectors you think where this is going to be most applicable or most valid?
I would say there is no surprise regarding the sectors we are addressing with our HPC approach. This is, I would say, the usual suspects in the high-tech sectors, with modeling, with simulation, with AI and generative AI. So nothing new in this domain. We see anyway some specifics in life science, manufacturing, and defense, which are sectors that are more and more driven by business considerations, even in defense, and less by pure scientific considerations. And I believe that while this is not a vertical on its own, all the startups, all the scale-ups should beneficiate from what we are offering because they are the perfect candidate for our outcome offer. They have no time or no money to waste on the tools they need to make their business. This is why for them, when they engage with us, we used to discuss their workflow, the complexity of their workflow, how to address it, how to guarantee the cost per item, the throughput, the time to result, and then they can build their business out of that. So we are the production lane they are looking for. So they can more efficiently spend the money that they get from their investors on their business and less on the let's say, the back office machinery. A typical example of that is coming from the life science industry, where we've got a very interesting customer that we announced earlier this year in April.
Yeah, that was the press release earlier on this year. How's that going? Maybe Ludo.
Yeah. So effectively, we signed a contract to be the exclusive HPC cloud partners of a company which calls Biosimulatics, which is an Irish pharma software company that use artificial intelligence to dramatically improve the speed, the cost, and the novelty and success rate in new drug developments. And this is a perfect example for me about what we described before about our vision of industrial HPC driven by outcomes. So we provide to Biosimulatics with a fully customized HPC AI and cloud solutions. And on top of that, all our expertise to optimize their workflow. So as a result, Biosimulatics can now run applications at least 5 times faster than its previous public cloud solutions, enabling to dramatically improve the return on investment and expand its business. And also, which is very important, as a European company offering cloud services hosted in the European Union, we offer the full legal protection of EU regulations for the intellectual property of Biosimulatics and its customers.
No, it's good to hear the progress on that. So I know supercomputing is at the foremost of our minds, and I know you'll be all very keen to talk to our customers there. Jean-Marc, to finish with, what else are you looking forward to at supercomputing? Anything that's kind of on the radar that you're particularly excited about?
So first point, that's going to be my 27th
27.
supercomputing
Wow.
conference. Yeah, 27. And I'm very, very excited because in 27 years, this is the first time I will see CGG having a booth. By the way, did I say this is booth number 1543? So I will be very excited to see my peers in the industry. It's a sort of family event for people like me. And I'm very, very excited to see that HPC is becoming mainstream at the business level. And this is a trend I am really expecting to see this year becoming more and more important. And if I'm correct, CGG will play a very central role in the coming years in supercomputing and in the industry.
No, that's fantastic. So yeah, 1543 in case you haven't managed to get it from Jean-Marc. And Ludo, anything in particular you'll be looking out for as well?
Yes, yes, I am very excited to be in Denver in 1 week. And it's always a good opportunity to meet the HPC community, especially on the booth 1543. So discuss with our customers and all our partners to understand where the technology is taking us. So it's very important, I think. So. And it's always a refreshing moment. And usually you always come back with a lot of new ideas. So I like this moment. So we will enjoy for sure.
Yeah, and Denver is refreshing.
Yes.
No doubt.
No, we'll certainly enjoy it. Brilliant. Well, thank you both for joining me today and sharing some of your sort of insights into the offer that CGG will be launching. And thanks to everyone who's joined the live stream or the recording of this. And if you've got questions for us here, then feel free to reach out to us all individually. If you're heading for supercomputing in Denver, then do travel safe and drop by and see us on our booth 1543. We'll be hosting a live HPC perspective discussion during the kind of happy hour for us on the Tuesday and the Wednesday from 5 p.m. We'll have coffee and other drinks on site for the happy hour. Full details is going to be on the event page on our website. So do come along and see us. You won't miss us in the middle of the hall. And finally, keep an eye out. If you're not able to get to Denver, keep an eye out for the next episodes where I'll be catching up with some of the key people behind our new HPC hub in the UK. We'll be talking a little bit more about sort of new technology, immersion cooling, and all sorts of other topics. So I look forward to seeing you then. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
care.
Sharon.
Bye-bye.
Take care.